Well, can you believe it?
Believe what?
I can't. It's hard to believe.
Come on, say it. Say it.
Welcome to Chronicles of Clarity. I'm Michael Goff, and we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary of launching the channel. Today, I just wanted to say thank you for supporting the channel. It has been very exciting to see the channel grow, and most of all, to get to interact with you, the viewer. And so today I just thought we would play our top 3 videos and top 4, I'll tell you why I did 4 here in a minute, shorts of what we've done in the past year based on views. So without any further ado,
3.
Here is our number 3 with 15,157 views. This was about Alistair Begg and his response in a sermon that he gave regarding the transgender wedding advice that he gave. Here's an excerpt from that video. Alistair then reads from a John Stott book where he basically lays out a case about the Pharisees. And of course, the implication from this is those who are criticizing him is just that, a Pharisee. And he then makes the connection that Jesus's fraternization with outcasts was seen by the Pharisees as an inexcusable compromise with sin. His point is the Pharisees failed to see it for what it really was, which was the expression of a divine compassion towards sinners. Of course, he lays that out to say, by way of inference, that his counsel was that of Jesus and all of those critiquing him. We are the Pharisees who do not see rightly. So that was Alistair Begg, and our number 3 coming in at 15,157 views as of this taping, which takes us to our number 2 video, which was Oliver Anthony and the New American Anthem. If you recall, Oliver Anthony went viral with his song, and I gave my commentary on it. Interestingly enough, this was only my 2nd video, but has my 2nd highest views. Here's an excerpt from that.
Wish politicians look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere.
Oh! Oh man, that went a different place than I thought. Wow. Okay, I wish politicians would look out for minors. The inference there, of course, is like coal miners. And then he kind of flips it on its head and says, not miners on an island somewhere, an obvious reference to the Jeffrey Epstein Island and all the politicians and big names that have been there. It's really tragic. So I laugh because of the turn of phrase, not because of the subject matter. In fact, my great-grandfather was a coal miner in Harlan, Kentucky. And I never met him, but my grandfather, he told me stories about how when his father died young, that his mom sometimes didn't have enough food to feed him and his brothers and sister. And he remembers one specific time when he gave food away to his mom to share. So that came in at 24,458 views, and that was my number 2 video with the most views over the last year, which brings us to our number 1, which is Piper vs. Begg, the transgender wedding schism. This one has 133,907 views, over 1,470 comments. It by far is my most viewed video and continues to get a couple hundred views a week. It, of course, is John Piper giving his thoughts on so-called same-sex marriage. And I pitted that against Begg and what his stance was. So let's play a clip from that, our #1 video over the last 365 days. Like I stated earlier, this is extremely sad. To have someone like Alistair respond in this way is a shock, and quite frankly, it's unlike him. So I will now play for you John Piper's response. Listen to what John Piper would say to Alistair and this grandmother.
And here's why. I assume that's what they really want to know, not just whether I'd go or not. But why? Why wouldn't you? Number one, it's not a wedding, because it's not a marriage, and therefore attending it as a wedding is to be false, like everyone there is being false. There is no such thing as a so-called same-sex marriage. God has defined marriage as a covenantal union for life between a man and a woman as husband and wife. This isn't that. Therefore, this is not a marriage, and this is not a wedding. I'm not going to lie about it by going.
So again, that was a clip from the #1 video from this year. Now, at the intro of this video, I said we're going to look at some shorts too. We're going to do our top 4. And the reason I picked 4 and not 3 is because my 4th one that has the most views, which is coming in at 13,222 views, is one of the ones that I like the most. So I decided to make it 4. So this is #4 most viewed short.
And so her department let them go. And after 6 years, we don't have the slightest idea. Not a single one of the 40,000 of her employees know how many have committed a second crime and come back. So how the hell are we supposed to figure out whether it worked? Your people ought to hide their head in a bag, Director.
Senator Kennedy, man, he cracks me up. He is super funny. That was a video that we did, a long-form video. You can check that out on the videos page. 3 most viewed short comes in at 13,574. And here is that video.
Asking a question, do you believe there's a difference between women and men? Most people could answer this very simply. I'm curious if you're willing to do so.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just putting it into the context of the conversation that we're having. I think that there are definitions related to sex.
Is that a yes?
Coming in at #2 is tied back to the Oliver Anthony long-form video with 26,655 views.
Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare.
Then you have these hardworking men and women, the backbone of America, working their butts off. And you got these people who weigh 300 pounds living off the government, which is living off the tax dollars in which he provides. Working their butts off. And that brings us to the #1 short for this year with 44,288 views. And it has to do with the long-form video that I put together on Matt Walsh and the trans EMT.
Sex really is binary, there's no question about it. You're either male or female.
You guys like to bring up high school level biology classes a lot. I get that a lot. But people who go on to more complicated biology classes will talk about sex as a spectrum.
It's not. It's not.
Well, biological researchers would disagree with you.
Richard Dawkins in our day and age is the height of evolutionary biologist, a literal authority on biology. So what does he have to say?
It is a very odd phenomenon because I'm used to continua wherever I look. I mean, there's tall versus short, fat versus thin, old versus young. All these things are a smooth continuum. The one thing that isn't is sex.
Wow. So there you go. There are 4 shorts, top 4 shorts, and the top 3 long-form videos. Of course, you can find any of those videos or the shorts on my page. Also, just some fun numbers to throw out there. We have 2.5 thousand subscribers that we've gained this year. That's amazing. If you're not subscribed, which the analytics say that most people that watch this channel are not subscribed, if you do me a favor, subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow even more. We have 464,299 views. That's astounding. We have 21.8 thousand watch hours. And I did a little math on that. That equates to 917 days or 2.5 years that people have spent worth of time watching this channel. And that is extremely humbling and inspires me, makes me excited to try and get to 5,000 this next year subscribers, put out better content, to try and reflect on what's going on in the culture, in politics, and into the church, and to put my perspective on it here, basically to clarify for you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see this year if you have ideas. Again, thanks for celebrating. This is Chronicles of Clarity, and we're going into year 2. And my name's Michael Goff, where I am here to clarify for you. Thanks again for an amazing year. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.